What's up guys, this is Gaming, your channel for fresh arena of Valor content, and with today's video I was finally able to break my 6-game losing streak. Quite curious that this was a game that I played with AZZEN Ka, a champion that I do not rank too high when it comes to his performance overall, but if you guys know AZZEN Ka from the years before, you will notice some really needed performance increase. Beforehand, when you were looking at tier lists in 2020, he was always bottom tier. Now he's more some sort of mid-tier champion. He's got a lot of CC, which is actually quite good, especially in team fights, where you want to set up some fight things for example, your warriors or your assassins, and try to escape on the other hand. So he's got good engage as well as disengage moves, and we are going to look have a closer look on this performance in the upcoming gameplay that I just played some minutes before. So first of all, let me share my build with you. It's called Instant Burst, and as you can see, we are focusing mainly on damage items that offer some utility as well. So we're going with Frosty Azure Revenge here as my first item, which is not that common, but we do get a slow whenever we hit something, so that's actually quite useful. Whereas Agony is there because we're actually fighting up front a lot. Sometimes I even use him as some sort of decoy or some trap to bring enemies into the fights, and then just try to use my S1 and my S2 to get consecutive damage on the battlefield. Then we're going with Tome of the Reaper to prevent all that stupid healing, and with the Diadem and the Staff of Null we are going to boost our damage, because that one item gives us 35 damage overall, 35% damage overall, and Staff of Null is going to decrease the magic armor that people have on the battlefield. Enchantment wise, because we want to boost our increase, I have decided to go for the minion kill as well as alchemy to get the gold a little bit faster. First enchantment is enhanced returns to stay a little bit longer in game, and then we're going with mana refill, and it's blessing, no, it's holy verdict for some additional magic penetration, and mana refill is there because we're using a lot of spells and we're going to dash them out quite quickly, and therefore we need a lot of mana, and that is the role that mana refill has in this build. When it comes to the Arcana, I'm going with something quite normal. 10 times Violate for some ability power and magic pen, 10 times Devour for some additional ability power, and 10% magic lifesteal, and Hex for some additional cooldown reduction as well as some ability power. So pretty standard build when it comes to the Arcana, and as a talent we're obviously using Flicker because we don't have any movement shenanigans beside the two spells that inflict CC, but as soon as those are on cooldown, your only measure to get out of fights or to reposition yourself is coming from Flicker, and therefore we really need it. So that's the build. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Give it a like, put something in the comments, and share and subscribe if you haven't to boost the channel. Thanks a lot for watching, and now enjoy some lovely gameplay. Alright, here we go, and first of all, an honorable mention, because this was one of the few matches where I had actually a decent team composition. Not coming from the champions that each individual picked, but because we have an AD carry, we have a true support tank, we have an assassin warrior in the jungle, fitting the jungle position with the right talent, and we have a warrior in the solo lane. So that's something that's actually quite nice. So the matchup is actually there to win this fight, but let's see if we can pull it off, or if we are going to be bursted down by Raz and Natalia. Because as you can see on the opposing side of the battlefield, we've got Valheim with, I think, a Thane support. We have a double mage setup with Natalia and Raz. Raz is mostly playing, I think, the triple lane role. So the double lane is upgraded to a triple role in the top lane. And in addition to that, the enemy has Kriknak as a jungler. So quite bursty pack with a really durable tank. You guys who have fought against Thane know how much of a beating he can take. So he is standing and standing and standing and standing, and especially in the early ranks of the game, I can't really do anything against him besides just kind of trying to poke him with as much spells as possible, but I'm not really doing that much of damage. But this is hopefully going to change with the items that we do get. So as my team was closing in here, I was playing quite offensively, but now Natalia is entering the fight as well as Kriknak, so now is the time to back off and move back to the tower. But the rest of my team is actually quite committing. As you can see, now Natalia has been, Butterfly has been killed. Natalia is pretty low. Raz is actually on 3/5 of his life, and now I need to get out here because that fireball was supposed to hit me and bring me to the spawning point with a little cooldown at the top of the screen. So quite risky business here, and I was lucky enough to get back in time but without dying. But the enemies were putting a lot of force on that top lane tower and really trying to commit all their resources that they have coming from the heroes to that single spot. Whenever something like that happens, what I have in mind is that if they mostly won the team fight, I'm always a little bit in danger that they might go for the Abyssal Dragon or the respective Darkslayer on the other side if it happens on the solo lane. But in this case, they were actually quite grateful and didn't continue their engagement. So it was basically just laning business. Fortunate for us. And what I can already tell, and what was actually quite confusing, is that I think Grug did not hit any of his hooks when he was aiming for heroes. Most of the times he was just aiming for thin air, or on the other hand, he was about to... Oh, that's the one. I'm just talking about it, and that's the one hook that he hit, but that hook was not really useful because it was just coming a little bit too late. But I think the rest of the game, he was aiming for minions, and of course with that you are going to lose a lot of possibilities, because that Grug hook is just ending people's lives and careers, and it's really powerful if you can pull it off with an ult on the consecutive blow. Yeah, but anyways, you can't change it. There are games like that. Sometimes I do miss all of my spells as well. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes you are lucky. Sometimes you aren't. You can't do anything against it. You just have to deal with it. And I think that is the perfect mindset to have fun and enjoy yourself without being too crazy about the performance. So again, the enemies were quite eager to push into the tower, but because they split their forces and came through the river from the right-hand side, I think their push lost some of his initial damage, which was good for us, don't get me wrong, because they have split their forces and not put the focus on a single point of the fighting. I think we were lucky enough to kind of repel them a little bit. As you can see, they are going straight towards the tower, so it's a little bit back and forth here. I'm trying to use my second ability in our favor in order to get some usage out of it. So this is the spell that I'm going to upgrade first. As you can see, it's close to being maxed out, and I'm going to continue every single time I get another point from leveling up. And because I saw that Natalia was closing in on the mid lane tower, but Emily and not Emily, but Butterfly was already there. I had a good feeling that she would be able to clear the situation without any help, and I was right about that. So Natalia is not being a threat anymore. Even better, our team was able to kill off another champion from the enemy team, and now I'm here to get some farm and continue our attack with Emily towards the tower. And this is the second tower that our team gets after we have just demolished the solo lane. So really good game from Emily so far. And a little spoiler, this is going to continue. She's going to pick her fights whenever she needs to. Whenever she engages in a fight, she makes sure that she gets at least 1 or 2 champions. And with that champion in our team, we were actually quite successful when it came to some kind of split pushing activities from the enemies, because she was fast enough to go in, clear the situation, and then get back into a team fight again. So really good team play and really good micromanagement from Emily at that point. Just to highlight that, like, I just love when people are doing what they're supposed to do, and if that helps our team performance overall, I think it is something that you should mention. It's just, people are so grim these days with all those things happening right now in the world, that a little bit of comfort and a little bit of love is important. And actually the community can be quite toxic in Arena of Valor, so I think some nice words are something that we need a little bit more in our games. So after we had some kind of struggle at the beginning of the game when it came to team fights, I think now we kind of cleared the mist. We're not really focusing on one single point, which is already pissing me off a little bit, because it felt like we had the urge to be all over the place, which is of course never a tactic that works. I just decided to take Flicker here in order to avoid being stunned by Valheim and then being penetrated by some other spells of him. And now is my time to shine. Now I can put some damage on the enemies. They're clumped up quite nicely, so I can use my spells in advantage. And as you can see, Emily led the approach, really well played. I think she was there at the right time with the right action. And I can just use my spells to CC the enemies and ensure that this Kriegneck is not going home without a countdown. And now is the time to also continue to put damage on the tower. I'm using my spells here in some sort of more defensive manner to try to get the enemies away. Unfortunately, Natalia hit me, but I do get another kill on Valheim, so I was fine with that. Not the best performance because I was killed, but I think all in all, when it comes to the approach of the team, it was actually quite useful, and I think the value was there, so no fucks given at this point. Natalia is easily killed by Butterfly. Good action here. She ensures that she gets the kill. Unfortunately, the Darkslayer is not being transported into the tower range. That's unfortunate, but that would have needed some more team coordination from our side. And I think as our team is pure solo queue players, so 5 individuals, of course the team communication is not the greatest and not the most focused one, but all in all, we made a good entrance here. Look at that tankiness. 5 people were on his heels, and he even made some ground and tried to get back to his teammates. Luckily enough for us, that didn't work. Another missed hook here, unfortunately, because that would have just... I think that the combo is actually quite deadly. Grug hits, I knock something up, I put some template on that with my damage, and things are going to look quite nicely. And now as Emily is occupying 2 heroes in the jungle with Kriegneck and Natalia, and one of them is even killed, we got all the time in the world to focus our damage on that Abyssal Dragon. and that holy dragon, it's already holy dragon, and this is going to give us a nice damage boost for our team. Well played so far, and I'm waiting for the diadem because I decided to take that item first in order to boost my overall damage. I can go with utility later. I think the damage part is a little bit more important, and then we can go with Tome of the Reaper to prevent Thane from a little bit of healing. But as the healing part is more sort of something put on an individual player or an individual hero, I decided to do something else. So this was actually quite dangerous, and I was super lucky that I had Flicker up and made it out alive, because that action was super questionable. I was so dead, and now I'm super dead because Valheim has the stun, of course, ready. And if I would not have gone into that fight being super offensive, I think I would have been saved and alive and kicking. But unfortunately, I was a little bit dumb at that point and underestimated how much progress the enemies have already made in the jungle. But it doesn't matter, because now it is Emily's time to shine with a triple kill. Lovely played. I mean, yes, we have softened them up, and she just had to take the breadcrumbs, but still, it's important that someone does it, because otherwise you're going to leave 3 heroes with little health. They can all port back and come back to health, and you would not have those 3 kills, not have the experience, not have the money. So I was grateful that she did it, and she made our score even better. So now we are on double the kills than the enemies. Because of that, we do also get the Darkslayer, so it was not only about the kills, but killing 3 enemies gave us enough time to get Darkslayer without any problems, without any difficulties. And now it's our time to get back into the pushing mode and try to get here out alive. Now Natalia is going in with her ultimate, and I was super lucky that I was just standing with this little green bar of health with already red blurring lights at the edge of my screen, and I was even able to get out alive before Thane was able to reach that bush. And how lucky can someone be? Whew. That was really close, and I already saw myself with a gray screen and being kind of forced to wait for a couple of seconds before I could enter the fight. But now we need to set up our team fight again. I think that's actually something that we could have done a little bit better. As I said, the team coordination is not on the spot. Someone's fighting here, someone's fighting there, someone's fighting all over the place. Now we've got Kriknak versus Butterfly in the jungle. Kriknak needs to be pulled back. We do get killed here. I do kill Valheim here. Now we can kill Thane here. So it's a little bit back and forth. And now they even killed or even destroyed our mid lane tower, which is not really something that we need to bother because we've got a lot of towers still standing. As you can see, the enemies has managed to just get 2 towers in about 15 minutes. So I think that push is on our side, and now it's time to get into the tower, put some damage on it, and try to get away with it. But unfortunately, we do not have the range, and we do not have the damage to settle the deal. So now it's time to rearrange again. And as you can see, we are actually quite divided. So someone's playing on the solo lane or on the bottom lane, someone's in the mid lane. Now a Butterfly gets killed. It's a little bit back and forth. Oh my goodness, I need to get back as soon as possible. And again, my positioning is really bad these days. I don't know what to say or what to do against it. I just have the feeling that I didn't play Arena of Valor in quite a time, and I guess playing after you worked in your normal day job and then continued to work in another job and then trying to play Arena of Valor is not the best choice. Not when you play Arena of Valor when the a new day has already started, but that might just sound like an excuse, and I don't need that because it's about fun. I mean, I enjoyed myself in the game, so that's everything I'm asking about. Having a good time when I'm playing. Whenever I use some of that limited time and I play Arena of Valor, it's not about losing, it's not about winning, it's about enjoying myself when I play the game. This game was actually quite fun, so everything is accomplished that I want from a game, and yeah, that's about that. So the enemy surrenders, that's the end of the game. I think it would have taken us at least 3 to 4 minutes to win this game because we were actually going back and forth, not really committing anything to one single team fight. I mean, the skills were there. I think the setup was already in place with a lot of items. Everyone was close to being maxed or already maxed. And thanks to Emily, I think we won the game. So great performance of this player. And yeah, that was my AZZEN KA game in quite a while. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great evening and see you soon on this channel. Bye-bye.